Optimus Prime!
ShinRobjira.
Today we're going to be talking about the Bandai DX King Joe Storage Custom Figure. Electronics, 4 figures in one that can combine into 2 other alternate modes, adding up to 6 different ways to display this goofy looking dude. Honestly, this is how it's done. This is Bandai magnificence. And to top it all off, it's from an actual good Ultraman series, Ultraman Z. Alrighty, paint and detail for King Joe Storage Custom is actually rather nice. As to be expected with Bandai, the detail is pristine. The paint is a bit on the lacking side, but most of that was entirely fixed with the SH Figuarts version of this figure, which I didn't get, unfortunately. Look at those metallic blue titties with all those details, man. And the closer you get, the more details you will see. Man, I really gotta hand it to Bandai on this one. You say Robit? Bandai gives you premium friggin' Robit detail. And since this figure can exist in multitudes of different ways, pretty much every piece of him is primally detailed. I mean, just look at the back of his little gun arm over here. That's magnificent. And yeah, the magnificent detail is only going to continue. King Joe as a design is rather simple, but I do so wish that there was a little bit more paint on this guy. But the detail in and of itself really does make up for it. I mean, just look at his hand. You got the panel lining and you got that little detail in between the fingers right there. Who, what, where, when, how, and why. Even on the inside of the fingers, there's details. All 3 of them. And I really do love that you can get somewhat clued into all the different pieces and what they will do once they are separate. Like right here, you can easily see tire treads for a tank. And back here, this looks like the barrels for a missile launcher. Primo! This looks somewhat like a wheel. These look somewhat like wheels. This looks like the front of a vehicle. See what I'm saying? Transformable figures like this, I've always had a soft spot for them, especially when they can properly integrate details from their vehicle forms into their robot forms. Wink, wink. I mean, I don't know what's going on here with these hip bones. King Joe's head does look like somebody's going spread eagle. That ain't YouTube friendly. And I'm sure there's a million other weird jokes that I can make about this figure, but truly, man. You're not even going to be looking at the back of this figure so much, but just look at all the amazing detail that Bandai squeezed into it. There's even detail on the friggin' feet. My favorite part, though, definitely has to be the metallic blue and the metallic gold, both on his head and on his titties. Yeah, you're gonna get some of it on the wheels over here and over here. But this color scheme, especially on the chest and head, just exudes eye catchability. That ain't a real word, but I'm sticking to it. And just the presence of these colors just makes me wish there was a little bit more strewn about. And to finish up talking about the detail, I unfortunately have to spoil one of the gimmicks of this figure. Even on the inside of this spring-loaded arm, you are going to be getting some amazing detail. Yeah, you guessed it, on both sides. Even in the shell-looking areas over here. That's just impressive. Detail this, detail that. Not a lot of paint, but still great at that. Moving pretty quick now, aren't we? Well, I got a lot to cover with this guy, so I'm trying to keep it at a smooth pace. Paint and detail are going to get 2 solid stars. Hell yeah. Now let's move on into articulation and then the other stuff. In his robot form, King Joe Storage Custom really only has articulation at the arms, that far up, that far back with a nice ratchet. I love all the ratchets. And as demonstrated prior, and that's pretty much it, save for, that, but that really doesn't help in terms of poseability, so it's more akin to just the transformation. So speaking of transformation, I guess we better get on into it now, huh? Transformers, your dad is a guy. I guess we could technically call this a headcanon. Kill me. Transformium and stuff! Ooh. Now for the titty tank. Titty tank. Do do do. Boo 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 doo. Just gonna pull the legs up like so and there we have it. We have viciously disassembled King Joe Storage Custom into his 4 alternate forms. Headcanon over here is technically and canonically known as the Head Fighter. I think I like my name better. Titty Tank over here is actually known as the Breast Tank. A little bit more proper, but Titty Tank it is. The waist bit over here is known as the Core Ship, which I guess honestly makes sense. Yeah. And the legs over here are technically known as the Leg Carrier. Best name here. Headcanon over here do be looking rather paneled and detailed up, and that's honestly really cool. This is, of course, King Joe's head, and he kinda slides about with his little not wheel thingies, but yeah, this is pretty cool. Not my favorite piece, but yeah. Up next is the core ship, which serves as the hips, I guess, and pretty self-explanatory. Looks pretty much A1 as compared to the show counterpart, save for some of the stripes over here. Can't really comment on too much. Nice detail, very tiny. And here we have the titty tank, which still has articulation for the arms, or in this case, I guess the side arms. Okay, that was bad, I'm sorry. But yet again, same detail, same paint. Got the little treads over here. They're not actual moving treads or anything like that. And here we can see a lot more detail that is normally covered up by the back of King Joe's gigantic friggin' head. Again, the transformation for this thing is quite simple. Just turn it right side up. Turn it upside down, boom, you got the titty tank. Now the leg carrier over here is the biggest piece of the bunch, so that means it has the most detail. Just look at it shine, very, very nice. And the best part is all of that detail is pretty much everywhere. Like, here's King Joe's feet, and oh my god, just so very nice. Yes, Bandai DX absolutely killing it. And I guess this is probably the least obvious piece. I mean, obviously it's going to be the legs because it's the biggest part of the friggin' set. I don't know, if I was an unsuspecting civilian, I guess I wouldn't really notice if these were legs in disguise. Now that we've taken a look at King Joe Storage Custom, all broken up into as many different pieces, let's now take a look at his alternate mode, the tank mode. I think it's a tank. Yeah. So we're gonna take the leg carrier as so, and we're going to place the head cannon right at the shin area. And then we're going to take the titty tank, and the titty tank is kind of gonna plug in right about here. And the last thing we gotta do is put the core ship on top over here, and blammo, we have artillery tank craft carrier thingamabobber. One of my favorite things about this set is, yeah, it's clearly just a bunch of vehicles stacked on top of one another, but you do have the chance to see and display all of the differing details in the differing modes. Yeah, there's going to be some things you don't see in the robot mode, and there's going to be some things you don't see in the tank mode. But for the most part, though, each mode obviously offers a different visual cue, but it also does offer a whole bunch of differing details as well, which I really can't do anything but praise because, damn, this guy really is stacked on the detail, and I love that all the different versions can showcase that. So I'm going to give tank mode its own solid star, and now we have to talk about the last thing, that being the gimmicks. And you already know one, so I guess I gotta go through all the other ones too. Now, as you can see over here, there's going to be a button on top of the head cannon. You can hold the button down to change per mode. So let's hold this down. Okay, that's for the separate mode, where they're all just, like, kind of separate, so, I guess that's a driving sound? Something like that? Some of these sounds last a while, so I apologize. I guess that was shooting up the club or something like that? I don't know. More artillery sounds, so it seems. Alright, let's switch over to tank mode. Alright, give it a quick little glip. Clearly it's driving with this sound, yeah? It fired some sort of cannon and is driving again. Charged up something and shot it. Okay, so we're clearly recycling sounds now. Let's get this guy transformed back into his robot mode and get the robot sounds going. Alrighty, we're back in robot mode. Now let's flip him and hold down the button. Okay, there we go, robot mode. So let's see what young King got for us. I guess that was him walking. Walking and then firing something, clearly. Big fire, I guess. That was a different kind of walk-in fire motion, so it seems. Big explosion? Oh, alright, that's it. So not only can this guy split into 4 separate pieces, be a tank or a robot, he's also got some pretty crisp MP3 files up in there. So I gotta give that a solid star as well. Because there is such a thing as an electronic figure with really bad sound effects, so hoorah. Size comparison time, small, medium, large, and some related bits. Yeah, he is a tad goofy looking, but he's more awesome than anything else. Sure, some of the transformations are as simple as turning something upside down, but that's besides the point. This guy's a lovely piece of the puzzle that is my Ultraman collection, and I absolutely do not regret spending the $60 I spent on his Autobot ass. Bandai DX King Joe Storage Customs might be a tad goofy looking, but he is more awesome than anything else. Sure, some of the transformations are as simple as flipping something upside down, but that's besides the point. This guy is a lovely piece of the puzzle that is my Ultraman collection, and I don't regret 1 cent of the $60 I spent on his Autobot looking ace. I do believe that was 5 solid stars for this lad, and honestly, it was all truly worth it. Yeah, I do imagine I probably paid more for this on Big Bad Toy Store than I probably would have on like HLJ or something, but I really ain't mad about it. I got me a nice King Joe Storage custom figure that isn't vinyl. And it truly doth break my heart that I missed out on the SH Figuarts version, but at the same time, that was pretty goddamn pricey. But anyway, I do so hope you all enjoyed this video. I know I'm rather late to the game on this specific release, but hey, it's about time I fed you Ultraman fans something, right? Don't you worry, Ultraman will be back next Monday. But as for Friday, we will have yet another Bandai Movie Monsters series review to do. And other than that, I have no idea what else is coming up next. I got some things coming in from Hasbro Pulse Link, and who knows, maybe that'll replace the Ultraman video next Monday. I don't know. But anyway, big ol' peace. Hope you all have a lovely day, afternoon, and night. And remember, you must always love the ratchets. Ah!